Now, following the election, there's been a lot of noise and a lot of talk about how now they have to change the rules, because a couple of enterprising individuals have worked out how that the preferences can be manipulated with the minor parties. Now, I spoke with Craig Isherwood not long ago from the Citizens Electoral Council, and he said if there was one thing he could change, it would be to do away with preferences. And I agree that the preference system, the preferential voting system, is a corrupted system. And understand that the system is designed to keep the two major players in position of power. And any little guy that happens to find his way in there, like Pauline Hanson in the past, if she does happen to get in, or he, or whoever it may be, if they do happen to get in with the laws that exist, well, the media will then take them apart when they are in there. Now, I have a clip here from the ABC talking about this David Muir, who is an unknown entity for most people in Australia, who looks like he is going to get a seat in the Senate. Now, the reason I'm playing this to you is because I want to show you that the odds are stacked against the common people. As we just looked at there, Rod Bessier at Gloucester saying the people don't want the coal mine, the government says too bad, we're going to have it. Democracy is not government by the people. And if David Muir does get a Senate seat, it'll be very interesting to see what takes place. But we'll go to this, and I want to examine the way that the ABC actually manipulates the process of the way that David Muir is being covered.
A keen four-wheel driver and a driving force behind the little-known Australian motoring enthusiast party, Ricky Muir hails from the backwaters of Swamp Road, Denison, in Victoria's central Gippsland region, where he grew up.
The reason I live here is I like being out of town, I like the peace and quiet and the open space.
If you haven't much heard of Ricky Muir, you're not alone. Even in these quiet parts, Diane Honey has run the nearby Tinambra General Store for nearly 7 years. So do you know Ricky Muir?
No, I don't know Ricky at all. I don't know how well known he is. I'm assuming because he's lived here for a number of years that there would be people who know him, of course, but I personally don't know him. So
you're not one of them?
I'm not one of them.
Now, the angle here, understand, is that David Muir is unknown, and therefore we should be suspicious of him. Even the local shopkeeper doesn't know him. So, I mean, who is this person? Is he real? And this is the angle that there should be suspicion cast upon this person right from the beginning.
Yet, having secured just 12,000 votes and, somehow, a truckload of preferences in Saturday's election.
Now, notice he said, and somehow, a truckload of preferences. Well, to the ABC commissars, this is your rules. This is your laws that exist. And this is the interesting part, that as soon as the individual finds a way to actually have a say in this country by using the rules that they have instituted, that society itself has instituted, there's calls everywhere saying we have to change it so that the little man can't get in.
Ricky Muir seems set to become the nation's newest senator. If so, he's raring to fight for more rights for four-wheel drivers.
The four-wheel drive community often gets frowned upon by the actions of a minority, where the majority of us actually do the right thing. So we certainly want to educate the people who are doing the wrong thing to do the right thing, and we want to educate the public that most of us are just out there respecting the environment.
It was a four-wheel drive camp video of him hurling kangaroo crap at mates that really made him famous.
Yum, yum.
It's a long way from Swamp Road to the marble grandeur of Canberra's corridors of power.
So, they've found some dirt on him, where they found a YouTube video, I'm sorry, it's not David Muir, it's Ricky Muir, where he was throwing kangaroo crap at some mates and they were mucking around, right? So they found some dirt on him. Now, what's very interesting about this clip and what I find about this guy's story, just like Pauline Hanson, because he hasn't come through the system of unions or of lawyers or of universities or of the power bodies that exist within society, if he came from, for instance, a university or straight out of high school and was just, groomed to be there, there wouldn't be a question. But this guy's a four-wheel driver. I mean, can you believe that a four-wheel driver would actually be in the corridors of power? You see? So this is the way that the media and the ABC have already started to do a job on this guy, and they will destroy him. This is what they did. This is what they did to Pauline Hanson. This is what they'll do to him. And in this 7:30 report, you can see the beginning of the destruction of this common man in a place of power. Listen to this.
Have you got a suit?
I've got some nice clothing, but I have not got a suit yet.
Have you got a suit? Now, you see, you can't play in this game, ladies and gentlemen, unless you've got a suit. You cannot be a part of this system of elite oligarchy unless you dress the way they want you to. You see, this is about conformity. This is not that the system is about conformity. It's not about individuality. You cannot be an individual and enter this arena. And the media has already begun to work on him in this.
We'll get one.
Federal parliamentarians are chauffeured in Commonwealth cars. Honourable senators enjoy salaries of circa $192,000 a year.
$192,000 a year, chauffeured in Commonwealth cars. Ricky Muir, you don't belong here. We are sending you a message. Here is the pressure. The pressure is building. Ricky Muir, this is not a place for you. You are just a common man.
Ricky Muir, who has 5 children, has no income, having recently lost his job in a local sawmill.
Now, this is very interesting here, how they're angling the fact that he's unemployed. Now, if he had just come out of university, or if he was Julia Gillard that had just been fired by a major law firm for questionable conduct, there'd never be a question. You see? Never a question about a lawyer. Never a question about a solicitor. Never a question about a banker that might be unemployed. But Ricky Muir, because he come from a sawmill, nah, Ricky, this isn't the place for you. Ricky, are you on the dole?
At a shutdown at a time where I was involved with becoming a Senate candidate, so I survived off what we had, and to sort of get through to where I am now, and now I'm actively seeking work.
Here it comes.
You've survived off savings, or how do you feed your family?
Yep, we survived off savings.
Listen to this.
And so you're not on Social Security?
I don't claim anything, no.
Not on Social Security. Now notice, he's trying to find out if he's on the dole. Now, listen, ABC reporter, you're on the dole. You're being paid by taxpayers' money. And yet, here he's trying to slant Ricky Muir, so to say, well, if you're on the dole, we've got another angle to laugh at you. Just think about it. If a person was unemployed lawyer, banker, solicitor, nothing would be said. But because he's an unemployed sawmill operative, labourer, he said, oh, well, are you on the dole? You know what I would have said to that bloke? I would have said, none of your business. Go back to Canberra. That's what I would have said. None of your business. It is none of your business how I live, what I survive on. But this is the intrusive communist media endeavouring to destroy. This is the beginning of the destruction of Ricky Muir.
How are you left thinking about the sort of salary that's paid to senators these days?
I'm not in it for the money. I'll survive without money. So, yeah. Okay. It's a surprise, but I'm not interested. It's just money.
So what is he getting himself into?
And just before I go on further, you notice that they said, well, thinking about the money, as if that was his angle. Now, it would be okay for anyone else to accept that money. It would be okay for Malcolm Turnbull to be able to win a seat and, oh yeah, $192,000, no worries. But for Ricky Muir, they have to ask the question, well, are you in it for the money? You see, it's all right for anyone else in the elite oligarchical circles to be in it for the money. It's okay for Rio Tinto, BHP, Xstrata to rape this country for billions of dollars every year, no questions. But Ricky Muir, a sawmill labourer, drives a four-wheel drive? No. You can't be in it for the money. You're just a common man. We are going to talk down to you. Ricky Muir, welcome to the circus. We are going to take you apart.
The new Prime Minister needs all the help he can get in the Senate if he hopes to deliver on his election promises, like axing the carbon tax, just for starters.
My personal opinion, I will put it in a personal opinion, is if there's a better way to do things, we certainly need to look at it. So carbon pollution, if there's a way to reduce it, why not?
And do you have any preference between an emissions trading scheme there or
we'll speak
direct
about that
action?
further. If we get elected, we'll speak about that further.
And so
there have
here
already
really
been plenty of barbs.
here really is one of the first problems this guy's got, is that he hasn't even got a position on the carbon tax, and they'll take him apart. And I wanted to bring you that clip just to demonstrate how the beginning of the targeting of Ricky Muir, if he gets a seat in the Senate, they are going to take him apart. They are going to destroy him. And this is what the aim, of course, of the system is not to allow any of the common people to actually participate in the critical decisions for the common people. You see the ruling oligarchy and the controllers in positions of political power make decisions in the best interest of private bankers and in the best interest of power systems, be they corporate systems, be they banking systems, be they political systems, be they economic systems, be they scientific systems, be they diplomatic systems, be they the industrial military complex. Political elite are placed there to make decisions for the military industrial complex, for the scientific systems, for the medical cartel, for the education cartel, for the structures of power that exist. The political elite are there to allow them to continue monopoly control over the people.